All right, let me get this going. Okay, hey y'all, it is Work It Wednesday. It is the 20th of July. We are over halfway through the month. So, this month is very different from other months because this is transition month. So, I'm going to remind you guys this week and next week, because that'll be the last Wednesday of the month, that everything in the catalog is either 10 or 20% off. So we need to make sure that you're letting all of your customer know, like fall or spring and summer. All of the spring and summer scents are leaving on the 31st at 2 a.m. Central Time. Now I say that because the time difference between where Scentsi's home office is and us is 2 hours. So their midnight is our 2 a.m. And if you're in Central Standard Time. So one thing to make sure that you are expressing to your customers, especially anybody who is ordering or will order or is going to order or talks about ordering, is letting them know first everything's 10% off. And almost every single one of the bundle and saves are also 10% off. If it is 20% off for like a wax or a lotion or any other product that has a certain scent, it's because that scent is going away forever. So that means it's being discontinued indefinitely. So that means the next time that we'll be able to get them would probably be in a bring back your bar or something like that, some kind of special. So reiterating that to your customers and letting them know, go live. If they worry about losing a fall or a spring and summer, I don't know why I keep saying that, spring and summer, then also that is a good opportunity for you to talk about Scentsy Club. Now with Scentsy Club, guys, you need to make sure that you are talking about Scentsy Club, using Scentsy Club, so that way you can walk your customers through it. I watched my video from last week and I realized I started to go through the video or my oh my gosh, by Scentsy Club to show you guys what a customer looks like. And I stopped because I realized I had to do a drawing. So I am going to pull up my Scentsy Club and I'm going to show you what a customer will see when they log in and how they can look at their rewards and how they can get more rewards. I do have a video that is on my YouTube channel. If you haven't had a chance to look at it and you can't find it, let me know. I think I had that one set to where you had to have the link to view it. Just to cover my butt, I do not use the rewards in the one that is not connected to my account with Scentsy. I had to when I started because I wanted the whiff box and my order had already processed. So I started a secondary one. And there's not a lot on that one. I think I only do a monthly, and I want to say it's just a whiff box with some, I think it's where my light bulbs are at. I don't use the rewards. I make sure that I stay in compliance because as a consultant, we can't use the extra rewards because we're already getting rewards. We're already getting commission. We're already getting all of the things that are associated with our order. Let me get over here. So let me go ahead and do a screen share. Make sure I'm in the right page. This one. Okay. I just need a thumbs up, I guess, from Crystal, because you're the only one who's showing. Can you see the page? Okay. So Scentsy Club. So all I did was log into my account and then it's this, I mean, this will show yours. So when you do talk to your customers, you can tell them what they can kind of see at the top. And then they just need to scroll down. So I just clicked Scentsy Club, go down here, and this is what is going to be your best friend. These information here. They want to create one, want to edit a current one. This will let them know what popular products are, club perks, rewards, referrals, how's it work. I think when I did my video, oh, this is your breakdown. So this is the Scentsy Club rewards and referrals program. So when you let them know that they can order their spring and summer scents, they're also accumulating rewards to be able to use on Scentsy clubs and on future orders that are purchased through your website. So if they earn 25 points, they get $1 off. So every point for every dollar. So basically $25 spent, they get $1 off. Excuse me, if they earn 500 points, they get $20 off. If you earn 1,000 points, you get $40 off, and so on and so on. If they refer one of their friends through their Scentsy club to you, then they will earn 2 points for every dollar that the referred member spends in Scentsy club. Let me see. I think maybe I need to go in through up. Yes. So up in the top, for them to actually see the rewards, your Scentsy club rewards and referrals. So this is what I've accumulated since they started this, 645 points. Nothing's expiring right now. I don't know how long it takes for them to expire, but this lets me know all of, oh, maybe I do have the 3 on this one. Anyways, this is my bi-monthly, my quarterly, and my monthly went through in June. This says the amounts of what it is. My bi-monthly, I think I did a lot of my LTOs for the waxes. Whenever there is a release. So the last release was Wally and, why am I going blank? Wally and the Moana collection re-released. I always put one of their waxes into my Scentsy club for a couple of months so I can smell it in case I do want it. That way, if I order it and it takes too long to get to me because we only have, 10 more days left in the month, I want to be able to know if I want it in my Scentsy club. But these are the points. They can go on there and they can look at their referrals, at their rewards. And then this is where they can share the link. It's really easy. Copy a link. If they click on the Twitter, on the Messenger or Facebook, it will open up that app and they can forward it to whoever friend. If they're just wanting to text it, that's why they would use the copy. If I had active referrals, it would list them in here. And guys, if they are getting referrals from their Scentsy club, they need to be a consultant because that means they're already getting people to order off of their link. Let's see. Oh, so how I can redeem their points, they can select this to automatically apply to Scentsy club shipments. So that means if I clicked on this, they would automatically start pulling out my points every time that my Scentsy club, one of them or any of them processed. I would automatically pull to my Scentsy club shipments. If I wanted to do it for an online order, say that I was ordering order through just the regular website, wasn't Scentsy club where it's repeated, it's just a regular order. This is where they would go to apply it to the online order. That's about all for Scentsy club. The other things for this month is we still have the release coming out for Island Days Wax Collection. As a consultant, you have access to it early before July 25th. So I know that's only 5 days away, but if you wanted to go ahead and order it now, you could go ahead and get, now it has to be through your workstation because it's not available yet on the website. So you would just type in Island Days Wax Collection. You could get that to make samples. I don't know how long it's going to be released. Normally on something like that, it lasts about 2 months. So you're looking at, you should be able to go through to the early part of September. Definitely know the rest of July, and it should be majority of August. The only reason that they would not continue it longer than that is if it sells out. When an item that is a 5-pack sells out, and as long as they can be added individually is the only way that they'll continue. So I believe, yes, you can buy these individually or you can buy them in the 5-pack. I believe the 5-pack is for 25. So that is the last thing that we are showing right now of releasing this month. For y'all who don't know how I know, there is a worksheet that Scentsy has provided for us last month and this month. That is a planning ahead July 2022. Last month it said planning ahead June of 2022. They kind of give a 2-sheet worksheet of things that are releasing, the events going on, voting periods, the catalog, limited time offers, transition, join, Scentsy Club. So anything that is that pertains to my business, they have put it on a worksheet. I did take pictures and it is on my Team Kennedell page. If you haven't seen it or you don't know where it's at, let me know. If you are in Lisa's group, let me know as well, because I can always post it over there. I just took screenshots of the PDF so that way you could see it without having to download it or upload the file. The things that it's talked about. So the first one, catalog. Almost all of spring, summer 2022 catalog is 20% off or 10% off, July 1st to the 31st, or while supplies last. So that's the first thing on there. And the reason why I brought that up is in our workstation. When you first log in, there is a PLS. It's PSL, product status list. That the PLS states what has sold out and what is available as of this moment. Right now, we already have things that have discontinued from the catalog that are not coming back. And it states discontinued catalog products. So we have the Aloha Citrus Scent Pack and Car Bar. They're gone. So that means if someone goes looking for them, they're not guaranteed till the end of the month. As we start getting closer, you will see a ton of consultants starting to push the ones that are 20% off, and they will go out of stock fast. So look through the discontinued list. Look on your website. You need to get comfortable with your website so you can be comfortable telling your customers where to find things. Sorry, I did not turn down. Come on. There it goes. You need to make sure that I totally lost what I was talking about. Woohoo! That you are looking at the list. Look at your website. If you can tell your customer through text message or a phone call exactly where to go. Guys, when I started, I searched for everything on my website. Everything. If they asked for a warmer that had pink in it, I went to the website and I did pink. And I pulled up everything I could find that was colored pink. I would go in there, and if they said, oh, I need to have something that smells like lavender, I would search lavender. Like, I did not go to Google. I went to our website, because the website is so much better than the workstation, because the website will do keywords and show you the different products. If you put in apple, it's going to tell you every single product, not just wax. It's going to show you every product that has apple in it, or peppermint, or cinnamon. Some people are like, I can't have cinnamon. Like, I hate cinnamon. So whenever you do search for something, you need to make sure that you're going through the description of that product to make sure they don't have what they're requesting. Like, I want pineapple, but I don't want mango. So when you search for pineapple, make sure that any of those fruity ones don't have mango in there. Now, sometimes they are in the low scents, so they don't always come out well. Like, when I tell people black raspberry vanilla is one of the top selling all-time favorite scents, people will say, I hate vanilla. I'm like, you can barely smell it. Like, it does not smell like vanilla. Like, if I smelt it, I wouldn't be like, vanilla's in here, but it's listed in the name. So the more you learn about your products, the more you learn about your website, the more you learn about anything, you will become better at explaining it to someone else. And sometimes when you have to explain it to someone else, or train someone else, or help someone else, you find out information that maybe you didn't realize that you needed to know. Maybe there was something you're like, oh, how did you search? And they're like, well, I searched it by dish and I couldn't find replacement dishes. And you're like, I didn't know we had replacement dishes. Guys, did you know we had replacement dishes? It is actually listed underneath the accessories under the warmers and wax. It'll say warmer dishes and lids and bulbs and accessories. Go through everything on your website. Seriously, play with it. If you are sitting there scrolling on Facebook, stop and just go to your website. Like, I don't know how you need to do it. Do a wristband that says, go to website, and flick it every time you're just scrolling through and not being intentional with your time. Go look at your website, play with it, search things. Guys, unless you're going to buy, you can't mess up your website. You don't control, you don't edit anything, but you can go in there and play with everything. You don't know what comes in a bundle and saves, search on it. I didn't know that you could bundle 2 warmers with 6 bars of wax when I first started, until I had a customer who had been loving Scentsy forever tell me that she wanted the 2 warmers with the 6 wax. And I said, well, we have the 1. And she's like, no, you have a dual warmer with 6 wax. And I'm like, really? I had to go through there, and sure enough, we did. So that's just one of the things, the small things that will help you with customers. If they're buying 5 or 6 warmers and they're getting 3 or 4 things of wax, if you can get them in a bundle and save, that will help the customer. I mean, that's the whole point of while we're even here, is to assist them, is to show them how they can save the best, like save their money, that find the best deals, the saves. I mean, people think that when I tell them about the clearance, they think it's something that is just popping up because we've had so many flash sales. And I have to remind them, we have clearance all the time. So if you're looking for a deal, just ask me and tell me what you're looking for. I will find you a deal. That means probably bundling that warmer with 3 waxes, or finding, if they're talking about 2 different warmers and they're the same price, then bundling those 2 warmers with the 6 waxes. Finding some kind of specials. If they're just wanting a warmer in a deal, right now we have the warmer, the room sprays, and the Scentsy bars for a special. So when you are up to date with your website and you know where things are at, and people ask you certain questions, you know what else to ask. It's kind of like, I know I'm going to date myself, but you know, the biggest thing at McDonald's, it was my first job. The biggest thing at McDonald's, we always had to say, do you want fries with that? Now, some of you are going to laugh because that's in a commercial, but do you want fries with that? And then, because, you know, then it's like that, it was always the upsell. You always had to say, do you want to supersize that? Do you want, you know, Whataburger, I don't even know, do you want to get it large? I can't remember. Wada size. You want to Wada size that. So everybody has their sayings. Basically is that we're there to offer. It's our customer service duty to make sure that they know that if they got 5 waxes already, they got 1 free. So if they're at 4, did you know that if you wanted that, if you go to the bundle, that you get 2 more waxes, 1 of those is free? Like, oh, for just 1 more, we'll go ahead and throw this one on and throw this one on. Okay, not a problem. I stopped selling single bars of wax, because if they order 1, they need to order at least 3. If they order 3, they're only 2 away from a 6-pack. $30. Right now it's $27. It's $27 for a 6-pack of wax. So always make sure that you're telling them, buy 5, get 1 free. I mean, I had someone message me the other day, do you guys still have that special to buy 5, get 1 free? And I'm like, you know what? I do have that special for you, but guess what? It's not $30 this month. It's $27. I didn't tell her, yeah, all the time. You want to make them feel like they're special. They want to feel special. Don't you want to feel special? You got to think about, when you are talking to customers, how can you make them feel special? Because if someone messaged you what you were sending other people, how would you respond? You'll find your tribe of people because of how you ask questions or respond to questions. I had only been doing Scentsy for maybe about 3 months, and my husband and I and my daughter went up to Chick-fil-A. Now, everybody knows Chick-fil-A is closed on Sundays, but people will still show up. We were there on a Saturday, and we were driving through, and the guy read back the order. Of course, it was correct. It was amazing. It was amazing. Like, we had this long order because my husband and I both like the deluxe, but I like the regular cheese and he likes a pepper jack cheese, but then he wants the spicy deluxe and not the regular one. And he gets the fries and I get the drink and all this stuff. And the guy read it back perfectly. I'm like, oh my gosh, yes, that's right. Thank you. And he's like, my pleasure. And it dawned on me, wow, that is just a great way to respond instead of saying you're welcome. And Chick-fil-A has coined that phrase. Now, I didn't copyright it, but they use that. So I use that. I use that with my customers, with my teamies, with my mom. Like if she's like, oh, thank you for this, I'm like, oh, my pleasure. Or it's my pleasure. I say it so often now, it just becomes a habit. And that kind of all wraps all the way around to consistency with your business, consistently growing in your knowledge, consistently staying up to date with your workstation, consistently staying up to date with your customers, knowing the ins and outs, knowing what's coming out so you can let them know. Now, everybody tracks their customers different. Everybody has different tastes in what Scentsy releases. Guys, I love the buddies. And guess what? Out of my LTOs, you know what I sell the most of? My buddies. Because I love the buddies. And I always highlight the buddies. And I'm always like, oh, you know, this one's going to go in my collection. Now, I also like some of the warmers. The only one that I cried about missing out on was one. It was only one warmer because I really, really wanted it, but someone else needed it more than I did. And I knew later on it will come back and I will snag that up then. But I'm not really big on the licensed warmers, but maybe you are. And maybe if you're showing the warmers and you get a couple of the warmers, that will be what your sales are about. You will sell more of what you love. I highlight the buddies. I talk about the buddies. When I get the buddies, I take pictures with the buddies. If I'm like having one of those blah days, I'm like, you know what? It's photo shoot time. And I seriously will throw some water in my hair and I will just put a filter on that makes me look like I'm not sunburnt, because I'm not sunburnt. I don't leave the house. And I will just take some pictures. Or I'll tell my daughter, hey, remember when you got all that free Scentsy? I need some pictures with your Harry Potter stuff. Doesn't matter that we don't currently have Harry Potter stuff. I know they're coming back out, guys. We have a new one coming back out. If you don't know about it, oh my gosh, we have Harry Potter stuff coming out. Now, we don't know when exactly it's going to be released, if it's going to be in the harvest or it's going to be in the holiday collection, or if it's going to be just an LTO that gets thrown out there. But we have them coming back out. So my daughter has a whole section of Harry Potter. She's got the warmer. She got a book of the origami paper fold things of all things Harry Potter. So she was able to make Hedwig with a moving owl. It was so cool. She also made a couple of other different things part of the movie that were really kind of neat. Now, some of those she gave away to friends. Some of them she kept. But like Harry Potter is a big thing. I've watched all the movies. I've read the books, guys. I've read the books. I haven't read them like over and over and over and over and over. I read them, I think, twice. I went through them all the way through and I've watched all the movies. I don't remember everything. I think I was drinking a lot then too. Yeah, I probably was drinking a lot then too. You know, there's a lot of brain. I probably lost more brain cells than I currently have right now. But I always talk, you know, I will have her post a picture. I'm like, hey, it's time for you to post. And I'm trying to get her to consistently post more because I need people to know that, like I say that we have a lot of buddies, but Amber has, she doesn't have like that many, but she probably has like this many that are in her room that she has earned some way, shape, or form. And I always tell her, when you tell people, tell them I didn't give it to you for free. I made you do chores or you had to earn money. So I would give her monetary value to a chore that's not normally her chore, and she would earn for it. Harry Potter was a big purchase because she got the warmer and the 4-pack of wax. And my older daughter did too. And they had to pay it off. Like they had to earn it because I was getting it and I knew they would love it. But for me, I couldn't just buy it for them. And we can't use our free and half price on licensed items. So I knew I had to figure out something. I needed something. So guess what? I got my dishes done. I got some laundry done. I got some sweeping and mopping. And you guys know I don't clean. If you watch anything that I say, I don't like to clean, but I will work my ass off. I will work from 6 o'clock in the morning until midnight doing Scentsy, but I don't want to clean. I don't have time. I'm waiting for that big money. I'm waiting for the big bucks so I can pay someone to come and clean and do my house, and I don't have to worry about it. I walk out there and be like, woo, look, it's clean. It's clean. You know, I mean, we all kind of have some kind of goal, but that's my goal. I rather just work and have someone else. Now, my husband, of course, wants a chef. And I was like, well, hold on. I don't know if I can afford a chef, but maybe I can get you retired and you can cook, because he loves to cook. So we have a 5-year plan. So my daughter was a junior this year. She's got this year and next year. She graduates in 2025, right? 22, 24, maybe it's 24. Yeah, maybe it's 2024. And our goal is in 2025 is that we want to build a barnuminium. We want to get land. We want to have a barnuminium. I've already in my head created my living room wall and my office wall, because I'm going to have insets that are put in there in the building. And that way I can actually get warmers. And I'm trying to decide if I'm going to do like 3 walls or however I'm going to do in my office. But I would love to have a Disney wall. I don't want to go too specific and go to be like, oh, this is a Harry Potter wall and this is this. I only have so many walls. But I would like to have an area to where if the last license warmer that came out, that way I can have it showing. No, not necessarily plugged in, but that is my goal. That's the kind of things that I think about is how am I going to get there? And I know that my sales when I first started were amazing. I was doing anywhere between my first month I did 1,500. My biggest month was 4,800 in sales. That first month at 1,500 was from the 28th until the end of the month of May. It was 1,500 in about 4 days. And guys, I didn't leave my phone, but I didn't have anything else going on. I didn't have the kit in yet because the kit took forever. It was COVID time. Everything being shipped was like 10 business days. I only had 15 to hit shooting star, but I did it. I seriously was on the phone, calling, texting, Facebooking. I was even going to Instagram, which at the time I didn't use Instagram. I had an account, but I never used it. I was messaging people. That's all I did. I constantly was just like, look, I changed it up. Like, hey, I just started a business. Hey, starting to make some extra money, and hey, just order from my link. Like, you know me well enough, just order, just go look. And everything was different. So I don't really have a template, but I messaged everybody. What else? Like I kind of went off on that one, but it's all about what you are willing to do for your business. I have been in a slump. I have been unmotivated since I got back from SFR. I feel like I have had a cloud over me since then. And I don't know. I know that I had COVID when I came back. So that was really hard because I was so exhausted. And I thought it was just because of walking around SFR. But today I realized that the only person who can change my mood and change my thinking is me. And it was one of those things that I got up and I did things today. Normally when I get in my office to work in the morning, I come in and I'm like, oh yeah, log in. I check the emails for work. I sit there and do my 5 or 6 things, and then I scroll on Facebook because that is productive. I mean, it's productive. But I realized today that, I've let so much stuff slack since I came back from SFR, and I feel like I've been a little bit like I just consumed so much knowledge that I think it overwhelmed me, and it was almost like a shutdown. Like all these things were amazing, but I kind of need to do it later. And then it was like, I just knew that if I got up today and I did a couple of things, then I would feel better. And I have. I went live on my Facebook and I told people that I was having a clean out sale from different items in my house. I tried to be very careful. I didn't specifically say a percentage. I didn't say how much, but I did do a 10-bar wax special. This is all the stuff that's been sitting in my house for probably at least 1 or 2 seasons. So some of it was from last year's fall and winter. Some of it was last year's Bring Back My Bar in the bring back my bar before, because I always get 2 sets because I make samples and then I sell some of them. So I knew that I needed to get rid of some wax. I have too much inventory in my house because guys, I wanted all the things. I wanted to have the things. And now I have the things. I don't need all the things. And you don't need stock. You do not need to keep stock. If you buy stuff for you, then use it for you. But me having this office and having all these things was starting to get so overwhelming that today I'm like, you know what? I'm purging. I've done $322 in sales today. Now, of course, it's not PRV. It's just in my bank because this stuff wasn't making me any money, guys. The stuff sitting here does not make me any money. Now, my buddies, that makes me happy. So there is a reason for that there. But the rest of the stuff just collects dust. So think about that when you are doing something in your business. What brings you joy? If bringing you joy means talking with your friends or going out with your friends, don't isolate yourself. Find things to talk about. Don't always just talk just Scentsy. Have them bring it up, or, oh, how's that Scentsy thing going? If they don't know, then you definitely want to at least be like, you know, if they're like, hey, so what's been going on with you? I'm like, oh yeah, I just started my own business. It's a fragrance company. And by the way, I brought you some little samples. So just take that and put that in your car because I know your car stinks because you smoke, or you have boys, or you have girls, or, you know, you got a husband, or I don't know, you got a wife. I mean, there's things that, you know your friends better than you do. So not to say you walk in with this huge bag and you're like, oh, I got all these testers, and you throw them everywhere. But maybe you brought like, 10 or 15 testers in your purse. And they're like, oh, well, if you'd brought the testers, like, oh, really? Hold on a second. I just have a couple, and have them look. I mean, you always want to be prepared. You don't want to bring everything. Like, you're not going to pack up your office. You're not going to pack up your full kit and take a warmer with you to the restaurant, but you can take something. You can take something. I was really, really good in the beginning of making sure that I gave scent circles out to every person that I met. I mean, like, if people random at the gas station, I had catalogs attached to it. It was great. And someone asked me, well, did you follow up with them? And I'm like, well, how was I supposed to do that? And I'm like, well, you can't give out stuff without getting something from them. And I'm like, but they're like, yeah, you just gave away your product. So how are we supposed to find you? Well, my number's on there. Yes, always make sure that your information's on there. But if you're giving everything away, how are you supposed to follow up with them? What if it's a scent circle? They take off the package because the label's on the packaging. I don't know about you, but I throw all the packaging away. So how are they supposed to contact you when they threw away the packaging and now the scent circle doesn't smell anymore? And then what if they're one of those people that you give them a business card because, oh, I have these business cards, they're amazing. And they do what I do with business cards. They go to the bottom of my purse, and when I finally go to clear everything out, I'm all like, oh, I don't even remember who that is. Throw away, throw away, throw away, throw away, throw away. Like, business cards are great, but not everybody uses them. And that kind of goes a little bit into the segue. I knew I was going to figure out a way to get into this, but you need to figure out what is the best way for you to market yourself. Now, there are tons of different ideas for marketing yourself. One of the things is a QR code. During COVID, and when things started opening back up, most restaurants got rid of their menus. Why? Because if you touch the menus and they have to be cleaned, that means someone's got to clean them. You got to make sure there's no COVID on them. So they got smart and just put a little sticker on the table or on a little tabletop, and it had their QR code that opened up to their menu. So why couldn't you have that? Now, I don't have a pop socket. I never understood what the point was for a pop socket because I don't know. I have a magnet for one in my car, but there's different things on the pop sockets. There are different things that people can put stickers on your phone, or you have it on a laminated card. Be like, hey, yeah, scan this. It can take them to a Jot form, a Google form, or the Google Doc. It can take them to your website. It can take it to your VIP. So not only do you have the QR code, but you also got to figure out where do you want them to go? Like, what would be the best way for you to get traffic, and how are you going to maintain that traffic? Which this is like a whole other segment, and I'll finish this up pretty quick, but we will go over this again. But you need to figure out, how do you want to get customers that you don't have their phone numbers to? How do you want to retain customers when you don't have access to them? Like, they're not just your neighbor, they're not your, sisters, brothers, cousins, daughters, dad's brother, I don't know. Like, how do you create a relationship with them when you don't have any of their contact information? One of the things that I did, and I'm starting to revamp it again, is I actually have an app. I created it through JotForm. I created the app. It has different links going to different places. The only thing that I really need to update is the what's new. The what's new literally was a Canva page that was made clickable. So when they pulled it up, it was a website that had images on there that they clicked on, and it took them to my website. So my app it's actually pretty neat. I still have it on my phone. I just hadn't been sharing it very often. Let's see if I can get this. So it says Scentsy, and it has my picture. It literally is an icon. Here, let me open it this way. It is an icon right there. It says Scentsy and it has my name and picture. I created an app. Basically, it was a shortcut. So if they click this, it automatically downloaded the shortcut that took them to the JotForm that was actually an app through JotForm. So that was a way that I got people to go to it, because on there it was like, what's new? So that was a clickable Canva. The next thing was my website, or do you want to set up a party? I was able to do a scheduling thing over them to set up a party. Do you want a free party pack or a free sample pack, which basically was some whatever samples I had available or felts that I could ship with a stamp. But that means they had to fill it out. So now I have their name, their phone number, their address. So maybe it's not always giving your information out. Maybe it's making sure that you get information from them. What else could, there's so much more stuff you could talk about that. I think that's about all. I think I kind of lost where I was at there. So what I'm going to do with that being said is I'm going to go ahead and open this up. If you guys want to unmute and let me know what questions you have, or maybe an idea that you want to cultivate that we can check in on a week. And guys, just a reminder, at any point in time, if you have questions about anything that you're seeing and you need a more one-on-one, I am available to walk through. I've had, well, I guess everybody except for Lisa, I get quite a few messages about different things. So I am available for kind of like a one-on-one. So if you have a scenario, or if you have something you're wanting to do, but maybe you don't want to share with the group, which don't ever feel like you can't say anything in this group, because you can say pretty much anything. No one's gonna smack your hand, I promise.
I have a question.
Yes, ma'am.
So on your VIP page today, you were talking about doing your sale, but you had mentioned that you cannot mention those price points. Mm-hmm. Is that because you are lowering the cost from the original retail price?
So majority of everything that I have in my house is, if it's non-licensed, it was either free or half price. I didn't pay full price for it. Secondly, if I did pay full price for it, I got commission back on it. So for me to, like, I can't publicly say this warmer is $50, but I'm going to sell it to you for $35, because not everybody can offer that. I realize that most of my stuff that I've had, most of these are discontinued warmers. I did get one of the kits last year. I think I earned a kit that had like 4 warmers or whatever, and I can't remember what it was, but it was during the fall and spring, or the spring and summer. man, I keep doing that. The spring and summer, it was an incentive and I got it for the fall. So I got like, it was like 3 or 4 warmers with 3 or 4 different products. I either earned it or I paid for it. So it was a bundle discounted price anyways. I look at it this way is that if I have it here, I've already gotten paid on it some way, shape, or form. And it allows me to get rid of some of my inventory because I really want to get to the point where I don't have any inventory. I want to have like bulbs, like in my wax that I need to use, and like, you know, a cup, maybe one of everything or one of a couple of different things so I can show them and demonstrate them. But the excessive amount of stuff that I have was from all of my parties because I couldn't find anybody to flip them. I don't have a lot of people that do Facebook parties or text parties. I do have some, but majority of my parties are catch-alls. So I constantly have 4 or 5 links on my website. So when people order, they can, they have a party to put on to, and then I tried to flip it and give someone a kit. But yes, my price, I'm basically taking it down 30% because most of the stuff that people are asking about is a discontinued and they're not even available anymore. And I don't want to sell it to other consultants or sell it through like when people are doing the ISOs. Occasionally I'll do that. When it comes to that, or especially if I see a story about someone got it broke and they can't find that warmer and they're just trying, or they got scammed, I feel really bad. And normally I just make them pay for shipping and I'll ship it to them. I try to bless as many people as I can. So it's not all about the money for me. It's honestly about making someone happy. But I'm doing right now, it was like 30% off. And I'm doing my bars of wax. Again, I've had these for multiple seasons. 10 of them for $20. So it makes it about $2 a pop. Some of these again are like bring back my bar from 2-3 years ago, or 2 seasons ago, or some collections that we had come out that were multi-packs. I broke them up and just pulled. I went in there. If they told me specifically, they could tell me what they didn't want, but they couldn't tell me what they wanted.
That's what I was going to ask. Are you giving them a choice what they're receiving, or are you just putting 10 together?
I tell them that it's a mystery bag already done, but I did have my sister-in-law call me and say that she can't do floral because she's allergic. So I did go through hers and take out anything that I thought was florally, and I've already shipped hers. Like she ordered, she paid me. I had the package ready to go with ice packs for the wax. And when Blake got home, he took it up to the UPS store.
Awesome. So the reason I was asking is because I have a lot of wax. And of course, a lot of my inventory is because I do events.
Yeah.
So that's why I keep inventory. But the thing that I'm coming across is a lot of the inventory in the wax that I have is wax from like 2-3 seasons ago, from when I first got in last year in May. So
some of them were even I think at one point, didn't you say some of them were even when you bought from me because there were newer ones coming out and you held on to some?
Yes. And then I put some in a Scentsy Club. And then I have a lot of Bring Back My Bar stuff and stuff that I had kept in my Scentsy Club because there's certain scents that I really liked. And I kept getting them. It's like right now I have a stack of like this of Berry Bright, which was available here just recently, but it hadn't been. And Berry Bright's one of my absolute favorites. The thing is that the one club that I accidentally deleted, it had my rainbows and butterflies in there, and it hasn't come back yet. So,
oh no! Yeah, that was back when you were my customer.
Yes, when I was your customer, I put that together, and my rainbows and butterflies went in there. And I was trying to skip a month, and I didn't realize I had already skipped a month. So I thought it was telling me, hey, you're going to skip a month. It'll be available next month. And so I just automatically clicked yes. Well, it was actually telling me that I had already skipped a month and it was going to be canceling it. So
yeah, on Scentsy Club, you only get one skip in 12 months.
I know that, and I forgot.
If you do a second one, it does that and it deletes it.
Yeah, I forgot I had already skipped a month earlier in the year. And so, yeah, I accidentally, and that one had a lot of my favorites in there. And so I'm just kind of hoping and praying that they come back one day and then I'll put them back in there. But lesson learned, I now read everything that pops up instead of just assuming I already know what it says. So, yeah, because I lost that Scentsy Club. I was heartbroken. But yes,
Cassie,
so
can I
was-
ask? Oh, sorry. Go ahead.
No, I was just saying I was wanting to sell some of my waxes. So I didn't know if you were giving them options of picking the scents, or you were just putting a group together and saying, this is what you got.
So essentially what I did was I wasn't giving them an option. I did when they were like, I can't have this because, I mean, like an allergic reaction.
Right.
I'm always hesitant on that, but if she doesn't want anything floral, that's fine. Like
Right.
I went through it and I just took out floral, but I didn't give them I didn't let them pick. I just let them tell me what they couldn't have or didn't want.
What they don't want. Gotcha.
Because I tell them all the time, you're getting these for $2 a bar. You're getting them discounted at a rate that if you give them to a friend, I mean, give them to a friend. That way it refers me to somebody else. And the reason why you don't want them to have so many options is that if I had a list of all my waxes, then I could send it to them and say, hey, pick out 10. That'd be great. Like if I had like the Yumi Who is really great. You can add it through all of your inventory. You can send it to someone, they can select it on there, then you can get payments, all the things. But that means I have to go through all my wax, and that means I have to itemize all my wax, and then I have to find out how many bars I have of every wax. And for me, that doesn't bring me joy. So the simple thing is that I go in there and I pick 10, and I pick something that is a wide variety. Like I try to make sure that there's, I do them by colors, guys, because most of the time you can tell by the colors. If it's bluish or green, it's probably going to be a clean. If it's going to be pink or red, it's probably going to be a fruity or bakery. But then you definitely know like the brown ones are either going to be the woodsy or the bakery. So I kind of pick my colors, and I don't want, I come up with better packages when I just randomly do it, and I don't have to go through and say, ooh, they need this. I just look at the colors, guys. I mean, I know what the scents are. I know what they smell like. If they're like, hey, I need something to smell like this, I wouldn't be going through that pack. I'd be going through something online.
Okay.
So,
Good.
but yeah, it's and the thing that I did with the sale was just for me. We are in a transition. It is a good chance to try to get rid of if you've accumulated stock. I did do events for a while. I had about 4 or 5 that I did. I was signed up for 12. I only did 4 to 5 because Texas and heat and wax and me outside, one of them, it only took me 3 hours to have heat exhaustion to the point where it took me 4 days to get to the point where I didn't feel nauseous. And the minute someone opened the front door, I would get that wave of like, oh, like I was that sick because I was drinking like water. I had water. I was peeing, but I was not hydrating at all. It was just so hot. And it was like 90% humidity with no chance of rain. So it was so hot and sticky. So the things that we're doing now, again, I've been in for 2 years. So I have accumulated some items. There's been times that I had gotten a warmer because of an incentive or something else, or I happen to have a warmer because my customer didn't pick it up, but Mary Alice's customer needs it. And so I swap with Mary Alice and she sends me another warmer. So then I have an extra warmer I didn't technically purchase on purpose. Maybe I have, because I don't care. I can sell anything, guys. It doesn't matter what scent, like if you're local to me and you need to swap something, I don't care what the scent is. Just something, doesn't even have to be equivalent. It just has to be the same product, like, or at least the same price point. Like, don't give me a scent circle whenever you're getting a warmer. I kind of need either that or I need $30 in scent circles. But, that's normally like, I rather swap because I want you guys to get the PRV over me getting the PRV. I mean, I'm not here to make a buck off of y'all. I'm here to help you guys create a business and create a future that you want. and everybody's future is going to be different. My future is to have Blake and I be able to work side by side, which he is officially. I don't know if I told y'all last week, but he is officially on my webpage. He is a consultant on my webpage. So when you go to my website now, it says Cassie and Blake Bullinger. I've been going through some things with him so that way he knows compliance. But this also means if we do an event and I have to go to the bathroom, or if I get sick and I go home, Blake can actually stay. So he is a consultant. He is a representative with me in my business. I would love for us to be able to do this full time with the two of us. And like, I've already imagined how my days are. I get up in the morning, I go through and I start my list of things to do. Blake goes in there and cooks breakfast. And then, you know, he's like, hey, what am I doing today? And I'm like, hey, you got 5 deliveries and I need you to drop this off at the post office. And he's like, okay. And then we finish eating breakfast and he packs everything up in the car because I've already gotten everything done. He goes and drops off deliveries and I sit in my office and I work on whatever I'm working on. And then he gets home and he's like, hey, I'm going to make some lunch, or hey, do you want to go outside to the pool? And then I'm like, yeah, I need to take a break. That way it's, you know, like I already have how my days are going to be planned when we build the house. And I already know what I'm going to do. I mean, like, I already know what future I'm building for, but everybody's future is going to be different. You know, some people get scared because they're like, there's no way I can sell enough to pay all my bills. Well, that's when you learn how to become a sponsor and you learn how to become a mentor. I can't do it fully by myself, but with all of us, we can do this and build this team into something amazing. I mean, this is something that is, I mean, this can be a legacy business. You can pass this business on to your children. So I could run this business and then I can will it to my husband if I go first, or I can will it to the kids if I'm last. So that way they have something to fall back on. And that is my ultimate goal. Now, it's not going to happen tomorrow and it's not going to happen in a month, but I'm working. I had to revamp my entire business I started in hypergrowth. So I got started with doing the $4,800 in sales. And guys, my paycheck was pretty good, but I had a team of 12 and we were hitting directors numbers. So we had a small amount of people, but we were all doing anywhere between 1,000 to 2,000 a month with no hesitation and no issues. Thank you. So it's a little bit different now that we have 37 people in my team, that it's a little bit different because everybody now on this team is doing something different. There are some part-timers. There are some ones that pick it up once or twice a year. And honestly, for growing a team, that's something to think about. And if you're wanting to do that, I can go into more detail later. But there is no cap with Scentsy. You could sell $20,000 every single month. You could sell $500,000 a month. There is no cap. Like, there is no stopping. There are a couple different videos that you can find there's people that do huge fundraisers, huge, to get their PRV up. Huge. They'll do the crate boxes. I think it was Kimberly Polito. I think she was doing like 20,000. Oh man, I don't think it was her. But anyways, 20,000 a month in sales. And her goal was to hit 30,000 a month. She wanted to sell $1,000 a day. And she's an SSD. So it's like, she's got a ton of people. It's not like she's being like, hey, I'm just going to hang out. Like, you can't not work your job and get paid. Like, if I don't hit, I guess I should probably say this is, there is an income disclosure here. When you become a team and you get people that are signed up underneath of you, there is a commission to what everybody else does, but you don't get paid commission until you hit your qualifying month. So before I get too far into that, I'll because that goes into a whole thing, but I can do a compensation video if I need to, of how it breaks down and what you get paid and how you get paid. I do have it listed in the team page of how it breaks down. So, but yeah, I mean, your business can be anything you want it to do. The only person that ever stops you is you. The only person that ever puts a doubt in your head is you. The little person that tells you that you're not good enough, that you can't do this, you'll never succeed. And guys, you were told that as a little kid, and that's not true. It's not true. Or maybe it wasn't as a little kid. Maybe it was sooner or later than that. Anyways, I've had a lot. I had one of my exes tell me that I would never be anything without him. And I'll tell you what, I finished high school. I have 62 hours of college. I may not have finished that, but I have a car and a driver's license. And apparently that was all I need now to be better than him. So, you know, shit happens in life, but you can do anything you want to do. And I'm sorry I went on that little tangent, but you can do anything you want to do. I did put the quote in the event of like, if you can or you can't, you are correct. If you tell yourself you can't do this, if you tell yourself that this is too hard, then you're right. You've already beaten yourself down, so you'll never figure it out. Even Mary Alice, I tried for a year to get her to sign in because she was spending so much money. I was like, oh my gosh. I mean, thank you. I love my check, but you could do this. I can't. You can do this. I can't do this. Maybe I'll do it. Maybe I'll do it. Okay, I think I'm ready. I think I'm ready. And then it was like, Cassie, I can't do this. I said, you got to talk to people. And Mary Alice has ventured out and has gone to, so like, what she does in a very, very small town can be done anywhere. But, you know, she got, last week, she talked about the Mailmore, and it's a local mom and pop little mail processing place. Like they do UPS, FedEx, you know, post office boxes. They're the ones you go and you can get papers printed, or you can get them faxed, that kind of thing. And she talked to him, and she sets up a table just to have samples. She has a warmer on there, and she's got all of her paperwork on there that she's printed. I mean, you have to think outside the box, because we have over 200,000 current consultants that are currently active or working their business in Cincy. That means they have not been, they haven't been deactivated by Cincy. And this was as of SFR. So we have had a month since then, so it may have changed. But over 200,000 consultants. We all sell these same products, guys. We all sell the same products. I sell the same stuff as Mary Alice. I sell the same stuff as Crystal, as Lisa, as Raylan. I sell the same thing you do. But they buy from me because of me. And Mary Alice's people buy from her because of Mary Alice. People buy from Lisa because it's Lisa. They don't, like, they can get the products anywhere. You have left a lasting impression on them. You can pick and choose how you work your business, because you just need to find something that makes you happy. Again, the minute you start talking about the stuff that you love and the stuff that you do and the stuff that makes you proud, you stand up just a little bit taller, and you get a little bit more excited. For me, my voice elevates and I get really loud, and I have to be told, like, woo, calm down. And I'm like, look, I'm extra because apparently you can't handle extra. I'm not easily handled, but I'm me. And, you know, my customers will know I get excited, I get loud, and I always tell them what day it is, because you know what, there were some days that I didn't know what day it is. Like, I would get on there and I'm like, woohoo, hey y'all. I was like, it's Monday. And they're like, it's Thursday. And I'm like, I don't know. I just do this every day. All the days blend together. But then again, I was drinking like excessively at that time. So who knows? It could have been any day. But they know that from me. And that's how my personality is. And I am over the top. But a lot of them enjoy it. But it doesn't mean that if you try to do what I do, that you'll be successful, because you can't be me. There's only one awesomeness of this. but you can be you and you can be your awesome self. And you can, everybody has amazing skills. Maybe they haven't learned how it's going to work with your business. If you're very ultra organized and love like spreadsheets and love all that stuff, there's a place for you in Cincy. If you just like to take pictures and you're very outgoing and you just talk to everybody, then there's a place in this business for you. If you're shy and you don't like talking face to face to people, there's still a place for you here, because when you talk into a camera, there's no one else there. It's just you. There's no one to be embarrassed by, because you don't know who's on the other end, and who cares? And you're probably going to stare at yourself anyway. So you're going to be looking like you're down, because, during this whole time that we've been on the Zoom, I know you've been staring at yourself and not paying attention to everything else, but that's just what happens, because people only worry about themselves. So don't worry about it when you go on camera. They're just going to be listening to what you're saying and scrolling through, or they're doing something else. And you happen to pop up at the bottom because you scrolled past and now the video is playing. You can't figure out how to turn it off. So you only have about 3 to 10 seconds to be able to get their attention. And so figure it out. Play around with it. Who cares? I mean, like, what you try today is not set in stone of what you have to try for. I think I've done so many cliches and I don't even know where I'm at on them. So anything else, guys? We have about 6 more minutes before I'm going to close down the 5150. Let me see. Oh, crap. I got off that page. Nope, I'm right here. Oh, Taylor. Oh, Jennifer. Oh my gosh, people were on there. Hey, Jennifer, Harrison, Taylor, and Alicia. Alicia's land is on fire. That's not good. I will pray for you. I did not see. Sorry, guys. I did not realize that. I did not look over there. So, anybody else?
I should have sent you a message that they were there. I was chatting back and forth with Taylor. I sent her over there because she got in a little late and didn't make it into our Zoom.
I didn't lock it.
Yeah, so I sent her over to 5150. And then that's where I also saw that Alicia's land was on fire.
Yeah. But anybody else have any questions? I know I rambled about so many things tonight, quite amazing.
When you send out wax samples
Mhm.
in this lovely Texas heat,
Mhm.
how do you prevent them from getting melted when you do that?
So let me see if I can find mine.
Because I know you said you wait to send out the actual, if you're shipping the actual wax bars, you don't do them until after the weekend.
Well, I don't do it on the weekend. So I don't send out any wax bars on Fridays or Saturdays to the post office, because they'll sit overnight in
Right.
whatever warehouse. So because I got the last wax out tonight and I have one more box that has to go out in the morning to the post office, as soon as they open, I'll drop it off there, because it should be processed and they should get the latest by Friday. What I've been doing on my wax samples is I put a felt. Now this isn't the felt that Cincy has. This is actually a cleaner wipe from a makeup that you just, you wet down and you like, oh, my face. Well, it absorbs really, really well. And so you can do felt where it's just this, you melt your wax, you throw this in your warmer. I mean, you don't need anything else. You can throw it in your warmer, cut it up, send it out. You just need to get the scent out there. But what I'm doing is I love to pour the molds. So I poured my molds because this brings me joy. It's hot, it's Texas. I put this behind it and I put it in here. So by the time they get it, I always tell them in a text message or Facebook message that when they get their wax, to make sure that they let it set inside for at least an hour. So it'll solidify no matter whatever shape or form it is, and they can pull it out and they can sample it. Normally I don't this is the first summer I've actually sent out samples that are wax, because normally I don't send it out. You can crinkle cut it. What did you do, Mary Alice? Is that one of your samples?
This is one of the samples that I had that I forgot in my truck.
Mm,
So it is like melted solid flat, but I had a couple of them. And so I was still able to open it and pull it out of the bag and still drop it in the warmer. So it still worked. But in the past, what I've done is, like Cassie said, I usually drop a felt in there with it. And a lot of times I'll just go to the dollar store and I buy a sheet of the felt, like the white felt or whatever color I want to do that time. And I just cut a bunch of squares big enough to fit in here in the little bag. Is what happens is when it melts into that felt. And then you can tell them to take the felt and the wax and drop it into the warmer, because the felt won't hurt the warmer. So they can drop that felt in there too. So whatever melts from here can also melt onto that wax, and that wax, I mean the felt, and the felt will soak it up. So then that's what I usually do, but I didn't this time. And yeah, I got out to my truck and there was like about 5 of these in there. And my truck smelled really good.
I was about to say your truck probably smells amazing.
Yeah,
What I did do for the ones that were buying the 10 packs of wax, I keep the cooling pack, the ice packs from Scentsy. Now there was another hack in one of the Scentsy groups, and guys, I'm in so many, so I can never tell you exactly where I can find it, but I don't know exactly where. But one of them opened up the packs, the large packs, and put them in small sample, like the little snack pack Ziplocs, and then froze it. So that way, if they're sending 1 bar of wax or a sample, they can put it in a smaller pack of that ice pack and it will go with it. I haven't done that yet. I had 10 packs and then somebody got 2. So they had 20 bars of wax. The other one had 10. So I just used a whole bar on one, and the 2 I used 2. I don't normally send 1 bar of wax. I don't ship a lot, especially during the summer, if it's not directly from Scentsy. I've almost gotten to the point where I can write off my shipping. So if it comes to the point where it's like, do I ship it myself or does Scentsy have it available and I'm selling it for the same price? Like if I'm trying to do a discount for my house, they're not going to have all the waxes I have. But if it's just a normal 6-pack of wax and everything else, I can ship it where it's the secondary economy at $6. I can write that $6 off. Sometimes it's worth me doing $6.
So
What do you
Crystal,
send? Go ahead.
I was just going to tell you that because I send out a lot of samples, because a lot of my customers are not here, are not local. And so in the summertime, I send out felt samples. And in the winter and spring, in the winter and fall, I send out wax samples. The molds, yeah. But in the summer and spring, like early spring and stuff where it's not as hot like it is now, I will send out the wax molds. But when it starts getting too hot, I do wax sample. The felt samples. Just because it's easier and it's cheaper, because you start sending those samples and you start putting in those little ice packs and everything, then it's getting costly on your samples. And these are just samples. So you don't want to spend that kind of money. If you want to, that's great. But I look at it, the less you spend on your samples, because you're trying to get your customers in. So you don't want to spend a lot on your samples. Postage, that's, you don't want it to be outrageous. So during this time of the year, I will send almost all felts and not the wax cubes. And my customers love both of them. They really like the molds because I'll put them in all kind of designs, but they know that because they are Texas, they know that this time of year, they're going to have to get the felts because they're going to melt by the time they get them anyway. So they'll get them looking like this. So, yeah. So that's just something to think about, is at this time of year, you may want to just do the felts. You can buy the little cutout ones from the consultant store that have the designs, or you can even find some of those in
The dollar store.
yeah, there too. But if you want to get designed ones, Because the dollar store doesn't have the design ones.
Yeah, they do.
They do?
I got my
haven't seen-
mermaid. I got the mermaid. They're over in the baking section.
Oh, okay.
I get
guess
the
I
silicone. So it had the mermaid. So I used that for Little Mermaid. And it had
Yeah, the
mermaid
molds
built.
I've seen. Yeah, the molds, but not the felts.
Oh, I thought you said molds. My bad.
No, the felts, the designed felts. You can get those in the consultant store, or in, what the heck is the name of that craft store?
Oh, like
Hobby
Michael,
Lobby.
Hobby Lobby.
Hobby Lobby. I couldn't think of it. But Hobby Lobby, yeah, they have some too. Or you can get creative and cut them out yourself, but
Now, Mary Alice, do you just send out samples to everybody, or they? Or
no, I used to send out to everyone in the very beginning because I didn't have that many customers. So yes.
I was gonna
did.
ask, who do you send samples out to, and what do you send with a sample?
You want to answer that?
oh, I can answer that. So I only do Happy Meal or goodie bags for people who order. Now, with that being said, I have everything gauged by the amount that they spend. As a brand new customer or someone who's potentially wanting to be a customer, then I send them to my jot form and they get something that comes in a stamp. Like I get the letter, envelopes. Remember, I just cleaned my office and I couldn't find anything. I have purple legal size envelopes, like the bill. I always call them the bill envelopes. That way I can fold up my product sheet. Everybody gets a product sheet. Every single person. I don't do catalogs. I don't want catalogs. I got a free set of catalogs that came with my transition kit that I earned from the last incentive, but I don't buy catalogs at all. They're too heavy. They're too bulky. Yes, right there, like what Mary Al said. So I do the product sheet. I do a felt sample because it's flat. It has to be flat. I will do, this is for someone who's requesting samples. They'll have a felt sample, or I'll do scratch and sniff stickers. I get the scent of the month. I'll do the last 3 because the last 3 are always available. Or if I have some from the transition kit, because I got the 10 new scents for next month that release for the whole catalog. I'll do scratch and sniff, or sorry, rub and sniff. We're not scratch and sniff. We're rub and sniff stickers, because I save my pretty, my nice stuff for my customers who purchase. I got scammed out of, oh my gosh, I had this lady. Well, I just need I need to be able to smell this or that, smell this or that. Oh, but what's this counter clean smell like? And what's this look like? So I was like sending the little bottles. It was $3-4 a pop. Well, I got smart. So I took my felt and I sprayed my counter clean on the felt and I let it absorb it. And then I started sending it to her. She was not happy because I was giving her, I don't do a lot. I think it's like 1 ounce. So it's not like she could clean her whole kitchen multiple times, but she was getting, oh, I didn't really like that scent. Do you have one that smells more floral? Oh, wait, I kind of want something that's a little bit cleaner. Oh, do you have any lemon stuff? So people will do that, not customers. People will do that. But you have to be smarter than them. Any of the stuff that we have that sprays will go on a felt sample. 2 or 3 sprays. You have room sprays they want to smell of. You happen to have it. Shake it up, spray it on a felt sample, let it dry, put it in a little baggie, ship it to them. The felts are easy. The felts are cheap. If you make your own felts, or you use the sponges, the little face sponges or the little squares, those things, I got 390 of them for like $3 on Amazon. They're very thin. They're like paper, they're paper thin. But for my other customers, I have a range. So from whatever to $40 gets an envelope. And in that envelope, we'll have a scent circle, a product sheet. I make my own marketing. So I use Canva to create a thing about Scentsy Club. Let me pull up my entire list. I have a list of everything I send to everybody in my Trello board.
That's a flyer on the Cincy Club.
Yep. And there's tons of people's that you can use. I have templates. I mean, if you can't find one, you can make your own. Canva is amazing because for me, it allows me to run my business and allow me to print from home. I have an amazing printer. I have an EcoTank printer, which I would suggest over anything that is cartridge because I just buy ink. Like I buy a liquid ink and I fill up. Like I don't have to buy a cartridge. It's not like, oh, the black's out and but I still have red and now I got to change the whole thing. I just fill up whatever ink goes down. And the first year I bought this was with the process server. I was doing over 2,000 to 3,000 pages a day and I didn't have to change it till a year. Like so I did that for 5 months and then I was doing Cincy. So it took me a year to run out of ink. But where is, oh, duh, just do a template. Okay, so new order, there it is. Create card, oh, I'm just gonna blah, 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 blah. So I do everything on my Trello. So I have a happy list checklist. If it's $40 or below, it's a product sheet, a thank you postcard. So I always write something on there and say, thank you so much for your order. I try to be specific, but sometimes it's kind of hard not to. Like they had 5 different items and they were all like clearance. And I'll just be like, you know, I hope you enjoyed the clearance sale because I can see their orders. Cincy Club, a referral card. I put in there the referral card that if they refer someone and that person buys, each of them gets a free bar of wax. For new catalogs that are coming out, so next month I'll have the 10 new rub and sniff stickers that my husband has finished them, but I haven't brought them in here yet. I put that template also in our team page, but I will mail those out with every single order. I have 60 of them to give out because there's 2 on a page. I printed 30 pages. There's 60 different ones I can give out. The join packet. So, or I say packet, brochure. I have one I've created and then I use Cincy's brochure sometimes too. It just depends on what I'm feeling like today. Scent and warmer of the month brochure. That is one of those that are iffy because next month we don't have one. So this will be the first time ever that I send out Happy Mail and don't have a brochure with a scratch and sniff sticker on that one. And then I also added pet postcard. I bought every single scent in the pet products. When I'm lazy, they just get a brochure. If I'm not lazy, then they get a rub and sniff sticker of all the pet stuff if I know they have a pet. So that's just under 40. Everything that's above that from the 40 to 100, it's all the same thing except for they get a sample. So when I do samples, I do bulk sampling. Currently right now I have Cincy Fresh Counter Clean, Fragrance Mist, dish soap, sugar scrub, and these are all different ones that I've done. Cincy soap. These are all different ones I've been doing since I started. I bulk sample a whole bunch of stuff and then I keep them, and so that way I can kind of rotate through. And anytime that I use a product, I like halfway through, I'll just be like, hold on, I'm gonna make some samples of that. And I just go make samples of whatever that is. The one I want to do is laundry, but it's kind of hard to do laundry because how much do you give them? If they don't have a pump, how do you calculate how much is in a pump? So I'm kind of torn on that one because we have laundry pre-made stuff that you can buy from Cincy. So I'm just trying to decide. I think what I want to do is find someone local and be like, look, I have like this much left of my laundry stuff, 2 pumps, whatever, and give it out. I might do something like that. And then whenever anything over $100, they get a showcase brochure. So they get a big bag. They get a showcase brochure or a catalog, depending on what I have on hand. And then they also get a wax cash. So wax cash is something I created for myself. It gives them discounts on their next order. They can't mix, it's 1 per order. Let's see what I have on my wax couch. And I change these every season. So this one's only good until July 31st. But they get a free scent of the month wax bar with any $35 purchase. A free scent circle with any purchase. I normally send that anyways, but free counter clean with a $75 purchase. Free fragrance flower with any $90 purchase. $5 off any $50 purchase. Free additional half price item with a $200 order. Because that's the perpetual. And then a 3-pack of Scentsy pods and $25 in product credit with the purchase of a new air purifier.
So how do you honor those credits if they order online?
It states on here that these have to be processed through me.
Through you? Okay. You have
So
a way to
what
do
I
that
will
through
do-
the workstation?
Yeah. So what I do is I
Okay.
create your order. And so like the scent circle, I have scent circles. Now, if I don't want to mail it out with a stamp, I can always add it to their order. It's $3. If they are like, if it's the air purifier, which is $225 this month, then they're already getting, it's basically a party. One air purifier is a party. They get the half price items, they get the free credit. All I'm doing is basically showing them that there's a bundle, and the extra half price is the perpetual. So I'm not doing anything outside of Scentsy. The only one is like the $5 off the $50 purchase. It's still $50 plus tax and shipping. And then I take $5 off. So, I mean, it's $5. The free fragrance flower. And again, this all depends on if I'm having to ship it or if they're picking it from here, because I do bulk ordering once a week where I ship. I mean, everything comes to here. It saves everybody shipping, but they have to come pick up. So that means I have fragrance flowers. I have other things here, or I throw them in the order, and that way I can bag them up and make them look all pretty. But yeah, I make all these by myself. I pull these up off of Canva. There is a Canva babes group for Scentsy. I've used some of their templates. I create my own templates. If a special's coming out, like when we had the $25 join special, I created a whole postcard for that. Everything I do is mostly postcards. So I don't do front and back, only because I hate flipping it over and I do it the wrong way. And then I try to like cut it. And it's like off by a little bit and I cut off the stuff. Yeah. Simple, easy. I try to be as easy as I can. And I buy all my cardstock and stuff on Amazon. So Amazon is my office supply. But so that's how I do my Happy Mail. But I only send it to people that order. I don't, and that's just for me. I don't have a list of people that I just send out Happy Mail to every single month or a sample mail. Now, unless they are, I tried doing a sample club, like I did the scent of the month club. It lasted for 1 month, and then the next month nobody like responded to messages, and nobody nobody reached out. I kept messaging them like, hey, just letting you know it came in. I was only charging $6 for it. It covers the shipping, because by the time I broke everything down for one, it's $3 to ship. It's $6 for the white. But it was to get a scent out to them. I've tried a couple different things. You should try at least do something for 3 months before you change it. But I get lazy. Yeah, I'm just gonna be honest. I mean, there's some stuff I just don't keep up with, because first, I'm ADD and I forget until someone says something and I'm like, oh, and then Mary Alice will be like, hey, so how's this going? And I'm like, what is that? They're like, I don't know. I watched your video. And I'm like, that's my video? Hold on. And I'll go look. Like there is times that she's like, Cassie. And I'm like, what? But I have to write lists down, guys. I have lists everywhere. Trello, I have it in my calendar is full. Oh my gosh. My alerts, my alarms, my everything. I have to be reminded. I need a personal assistant that doesn't do anything but sit here and keep me on track. But then I'd be like, well, I'm not paying you. You ain't doing anything but sitting there telling me what to do. But yeah, I do, but that's why, I'm trying to retire my husband so he can be my personal assistant and tell me when I'm supposed to be doing stuff. Or keep me on track. Like I need someone that I don't have to be like, hey, will you help me keep on track? He should just know, like in his mind, there should be some ESP and something that he knows. Woo, babe, aren't you supposed to be messaging customers? No, it's time to play my game. But I reward myself with my video game or my little games on my phone after I message 5 people every single night. So so that's just kind of, I try to psychologically confuse myself and tell me that I gotta do something before I get free time.
So me personally, Crystal, because I have a less customer base than what Cassie does, up until probably about 2 months ago, I was sending samples out to everyone that I had that I considered a customer or a contact. Okay, because a lot of my people I met at events, so they may not have bought from me, but they were interested. And so I sent out samples, not a large amount of samples. I'm talking about like this flyer here or this envelope here, and I could take now this one's a bad example because it's got a 3 or 2, 4, 5. This was for the Bring Back My Bars, but I had this one made to where it folded in 3s, and I could put in, I think it was 10, let's see, 2, 4, 6, 12, 18, up to 18 samples on here. And I could slide it in this envelope and it was still flat enough, even if I did the molds. I just had to make sure my molds weren't real thick. Just do them, smaller. Don't do them real thick, and they'll still slide in here. As long as they could fit through that little slot at the mail deal, then it was good. So then, as time started going by, I started realizing there were some of the people I was mailing to, they were never ordering, or I hadn't seen, and they had received like 3 or 4 deals of samples already, or 5. So then I created this little card, and let's see, it's an oh no card. And it just says, and I have to put my glasses on. It says, oh no, I hate to see you go. Looks like you haven't ordered in a couple of months. Let me know if you need any help replenishing anything. And then in parentheses, it says, monthly mail-in samples are for current customers only. So to continue receiving these, please place an order or book a Scent Social with me today. And then it has my my QR code for them to go to my website, and it has my information for them to call me if they want to set something up. So those that did not respond, if they had not ordered anything, I took them off my list. There was just no reason to keep sending them out stuff. And now this did actually have several people that contacted me and said, oh yeah, I need some wax. Or, oh yeah, I'd like to book do a link party. So that card did help out. I did keep some people, and some people I got rid of them. There's no reason to keep them if they're not gonna purchase anything.
Bird.
I knew I heard a bird earlier.
Look how ADD I'm like, a bird.
Wow.
I pay attention to, I don't just stare at myself the whole time.
But yeah, so I did both. I started out because I didn't have that many customers to where I would literally send out to everybody that I considered, a Scentsy contact. And then I've dwindled it down since then. Now it's mostly to what I consider my customers. And regardless of whether they've ordered just once in the last 6 months, I'll send it to them, and then I'll send them a little note reminding them, hey, you haven't ordered in a while. Oh no, I hate to see you go. And most of them, they want to keep receiving those little samples. They like them. I have one that she says she looks forward to that, every time I get ready to send them out. So you have a lot of people that they like receiving that so they can smell the new stuff or just stuff that they wouldn't normally order. So I do a little bit of every, of all. So,
Well, and it's like, and that's going to go for anybody's business. Everybody's going to find their customers differently. I can tell you that my entire team in the first 6 months when I signed up were my best customers. Like, I'm talking like my best customers. And I reached back far through my history. Mary Alice and I worked together at a job previously. I've known her for about 10 years. There are two of the girls that are on here I played softball with since I was 5 years old. I'm 43. So some of them were bar friends, some of them I worked with, some of them I went to school with. So I like when I reached out for customers and starting off, I messaged. When I say everybody, I went through my phone. I mean, I'm talking like I hadn't talked to Mary Alice and probably see what year did you leave, Justin?
2014.
I hadn't talked to her since probably a little bit after 2014 because I think I messaged her a couple times off and on after that. So it had been almost 5 years. And I messaged her out of the blue and was like, hey, I started a business. You want to look at it? She's like, I like Scentsy. I'm like, sweet, share this. Okay. I mean, like, it didn't matter. I mean, that's just the kind of friends that I've kept. That I don't have to talk to them every day. That I can just pick up at any time.
Well, I can tell you for a fact that I do not talk to my friends on a daily basis. There are some friends that I haven't spoke to in probably 15 years or more.
Yeah.
And they have heard from me a lot in these last year. They get to see my face, or how do I tell them on my deal? You see this mug on your screen every day because I told them that I was doing the July
challenge,
live in July challenge. So they would get to see this mug every day. And for those that had me in my VIP and my regular Facebook, they get to see me twice a day. And so, yeah, so.
But for Mary Alice, she doesn't do pictures. Like when you go to her Facebook page, she does not take pictures of herself. For me to put her on one of the like, hey, you got active or whatever, I had to go like search. Now I have tons of pictures. I had her at SFR with me, so I took a whole bunch of pictures of her so that way I could use them. But for someone who doesn't do selfies, who doesn't do pictures, she's putting her pictures on her flyers. She's creating on Canva also. And that's marketing. H-Town Showdown. I don't know, Mary Alice, did you get your email today?
I haven't checked my emails
You
yet.
need to check your email because you need to fill out something with your consultant ID. H-Town Showdown is down in Houston. The registration's already been cut off, but it is a small training that they are doing down in Pearland. I always want to call it Pearland, but Pearland, near Houston. And I'm going down on Friday night and I'm leaving on Sunday. But they're going to do a marketing. They're going to have a photographer there. So my husband and I, this will be our first time that because I just added him to the account in the last couple of weeks. So we're going to do some couple marketing pictures and it's $20. So I'm like, heck yeah, for $20, I'll take whatever pictures they can because that way they know I don't have to be like, babe, you didn't hold the phone right. Or, oh my gosh, my eyes are squinted, or like, oh my gosh, I'm really red. Or I start laughing because, I'm just a goofball sometimes. But I'm going to use that. So that way, all of my new flyers, like I'm trying to get rid of my old ones because it's just me. I want to include him on all of my marketing. And that way I've been putting Cassie and Blake and I've been putting my number and his number. And so marketing that you send out to anybody can work in amazing ways, but just
will you send me the steps on how you got your husband there? Because I've talked to my husband and we were thinking about doing the same thing. And I read that with Scentsy that he doesn't necessarily have to be underneath me, that I can add him later, but I don't know what those steps are.
It's so easy. you basically send an email, and I can still send it to you, but
Okay.
it's accountservices@cincy.com. I want to add my husband. They'll ask you, are you legally married or in some kind of partnership, whatever? And I'm like, yes, he's my husband. I have my, I offered to send them a thing of our marriage license because technically my last name has not been changed, but that's neither here nor there. But I just told him that they're like, he will have access to your account. It's still going to be filed under. So I'm still the consultant.
Right.
He is a co-consultant. The taxes are only in my social security number. And that's it. I mean, it takes them about 5-6 days to get to your email, and then they'll respond back. So it's taken me about 2.5 weeks. And she confirmed with me. I had to give him a PIN number. So when he calls, he just tells him his PIN number, and that's it. Like it's that easy. It starts with an email and then it's done.
Okay.
So when he's ready to do it, because he has to know about like the Cincy standards, he needs to know what the consultant agreement
Right.
is.
It's going to take some time because he does work weekends and everything, but I told him he can get the weekends off to go do events with me and all that. And I told him, I want you to be able to do this with me.
Well, yeah, especially if you have to go to the bathroom and something happens, or you got like,
Right.
There's a moment you got to step away. Someone can be in your booth to manage.
Right. But it would
without
be
them being a consultant.
But it would be my peace of mind.
Yes. Yes. And there is trainings on, like if they're not one to sit down and read. Like, I don't know if I've ever actually read the whole thing, because when I signed up for the $20 kit, there was not a consultant guide. It told me I had to go download it and print it. And I'm like, nope. But I retain information. So when I do go and read certain parts of it, I have it downloaded on my phone and on my laptop. So that way I can search. If someone says, hey, like there was a mother-daughter combination that were wanting to do it, and Cincy told them no, and I'm like, hold on, they have to be a business entity. If you are not legally married, or have the partnership through the state of something that you are like same sex, I'm just going to say like the same sex marriages, you have to have some kind of partnership that's through the state, or you have to make it a LLC or some kind of business entity. And then you guys can have it as a business to where there's somebody you're not married to. But yeah, it's real easy when you're ready. It seriously is just an email. And I just put on there his name, his full name, his phone number, his PIN code, just to let him know what my ID number was. And then I told him I wanted to add him, and then I waited for them to respond, and they asked me a couple more questions. So it's not hard. It just takes time. And you don't have to be married. You just have to say that you are adding them as a spouse. I mean, they didn't ask for my marriage license, but it's my partner. I mean, you don't have to be legally married. They just say, because you are adding them. So technically you're sharing everything. You're sharing everything. But with that being said, is that if you earn incentives, you still have to earn a spot for them. If you earn one spot, it doesn't mean that they split it between two of you. You still have to earn the second spot for them to go for free. So you are the primary. They are still considered a guest, but they are just attached to your account. So that means they're on your awards. They'll be on your website. You can change the name. Like my website, I can't really change my website because I have too much information. It just has my name. It's just says Cassandra Bollinger, which is really long, but I have a really long name, and it's just my name. So
that's why I didn't put my first name on my website, because everybody spells my first name wrong.
Well, yeah, it's it's a different spelling. I've seen it before.
I just used my first initial, my last name, and called it good.
There you go. Well, there are some people that don't even use the names. One of the girls in my group has Country Girls Will Survive.cincy.com. I mean, that was how you can name it whatever you want as long as it's available. So with this being said, I am going to go ahead and stop streaming to 5150. Thank you so much for joining us for Work It Wednesday. Next week, I open my Zoom at 7:15. Log on to the 5150 group at 8 o'clock. So if you want to jump on for all the fun for before and after, please make sure that you click on the Zoom button and join us. So I'm going to stop streaming. Y'all have a blessed night. I love you all. I'll talk to you guys next week.